In this video, you're going to learn how to find your neutral pelvis and your neutral spine and how to activate your core. To do that, you want to begin by laying on your back. Your feet are hip width apart, your knees are in the air, and your shoulders and your ribs are just gently relaxed along the floor. To find your neutral pelvis, imagine that you're three balls on a chain. Your hips, your ribs, and your head are the balls, and your spine is the chain. Close your eyes and try and stack those three balls perfectly on top of one another. You've got length in the back of your neck, so your chin is slightly tucked, and your shoulders are just really comfortably relaxed along the floor. Once you've found your neutral spine, we're going to find neutral pelvis. To do that, bring your hands onto your hips and start to rotate your pelvis back and forth. When you rotate it posteriorly, you'll feel your lower back flatten against the floor, and then when you rotate it anteriorly, you'll find quite a pronounced arch in your lower back. Your neutral pelvis is your point where you're perfectly balanced between the two. And to do that, you want to make sure that your pubic bone is in line with your hip bones. If you bring your thumbs together and your index fingers together, they form a triangle shape. So I like to imagine that this is like a snooker triangle here. If you bring your thumbs along your hip bones and then your index fingers point between your legs, you've got that snooker triangle nice and stable. Now imagine you've got some marbles on that and you want those marbles to be completely stable within that. If you rotate your pelvis too far back, they're going to roll towards your face. But if you rotate too far forward, they'll roll between your legs. So you need to just really gently rotate your pelvis back and forth until they're at a point where they're completely level. You're going to have an arch in your lower back, and that's completely normal. Once you've got that position, bring your hands down by your side. Just make sure that you've got your neutral spine. Those three balls are perfectly stacked on top of one another, and close your eyes. You're in perfect neutral spine now. And this is the position that you want to maintain through all your core exercises. To activate your core, we want to be turning on those deep muscles that run below our abdominals. So remember, it's important not to turn on your abdominal muscles. We're actually activating the deep core set underneath. So lightly, and this is a really subtle feeling, start to bring your belly button in towards your spine. Once you've got that feeling, lift your pelvic floor up. And if you're not familiar with that feeling, it's like you're trying to stop yourself from going to the toilet midstream. So you're trying to stop peeing. Lightly lift that up whilst your belly button is pulling in towards your spine and your abdominals are completely relaxed. So this can be quite a difficult thing to sort of grasp if you've never done it before. So really take your time. And remember, it's just subtle. You don't need to go as hard as you possibly can here. It's good to get an idea of how long you're able to actually hold for. So if you close your eyes and just focus for a minute or so, keeping your core activated, breathing into your ribs, so that lateral thoracic breath, inhaling, expanding your ribs out to the sides, to the back and to the front, and then as you exhale, they're contracting, whilst your belly button is gently pulled in towards your spine and your pelvic floor is lifted. Spend a minute or so here just really focusing on that. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. And try to count how many times within a minute or so that you let go. If you've never done this before, then you'll probably find that you let go of that core activation quite a few times, and that's okay. Just check that you're not activating your abdominals. And then once you've done that for 60 seconds or so, you can relax.